Hi guys. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to do the page in your animal report for eating and what your animal likes to eat. So first you need to do your research, which you've already done, but you'll use your graphic organizer to help you plan out the sentences for this page, okay? So I don't have a graphic organizer, but again, I just used a little card to make a list of what the facts I found out about giraffes and what they like to eat. Okay, so I'm going to read you my research first. Okay, I found a lot of information about giraffes and what they like to eat, so I'm probably not going to be able to use all of it in my writing, okay? But I'll just tell you what I found. So I just made a little list, not complete sentences, just little facts to help me remember what I read in my research, okay? So I found that they like to eat leaves. They use their long tongue to pull the leaves down from high branches. They bend down really low to drink water, so they bend their neck all the way down, and sometimes they even have to bend their front legs. Their favorite leaves are acacia leaves, and they can eat up to 75 pounds a day of leaves. Okay, so the first thing you do is make a plan. Remember, you need an opening sentence, 3 facts, and a closing sentence. Okay, so the first sentence you need is an opening sentence. So you've got to make a plan before you start writing. For my opening sentence, I wanted to say giraffes like to eat. It's just really easy, simple opening sentence. Only 4 words. Okay, so before you start writing, think about what you're going to write. Giraffes like to eat. That's what I chose to write for my opening sentence. Okay, I got to remember a capital and spaces and a period. Okay, I'll show you. It's kind of hard. There's my opening sentence. Giraffes like to eat. Okay. Okay, and so then the next sentence I wrote was the first fact that I thought was the most interesting. And so I circled on my graphic organizer the ones that I wanted to write about the most. Okay, so that just helped me start to make a plan. So I circled 75 pounds a day. So I needed to make a plan for that sentence. So I started thinking, how could I write that into a whole sentence? Because if I just wrote 75 pounds a day, then whoever's reading my writing wouldn't know really what I'm talking about. They wouldn't know what they eat 75 pounds of or who eats it. So I made my sentence, I planned it out, and I said, giraffes eat 75 pounds of leaves a day. Okay? Remember to make a plan and then start writing. Okay? On my first word, giraffes, I couldn't fit it all on the line. So remember, you can use that little dash if you need to go to the next line. Okay, so I wrote giraffes eat 75 pounds of leaves a day. That's a lot. 75 pounds is really heavy. It's probably more than most of all of you weigh. Okay, so now I've got my next sentence. I'm going to go back to my graphic organizer and look and see what other ones I circled that I wanted to make a sentence about. Okay, so the other one that I wrote, let's see. Oh, okay. So this one, I actually kind of used 2 of the things that I wrote in my graphic organizer, and I put them together into one sentence. Okay, you don't have to do that, but you can if you want. So I use these 2. I use the leaves and that they use their tongue to pull down the leaves from the branches. Okay, so I think for my next sentence, I'm going to do giraffes use their long tongues to pull leaves from tall trees. That's a really long sentence, and you don't have to do long sentences, but you can if you want. Okay, so giraffes use their long tongues to pull leaves from tall trees. So that's 11 words in one sentence. I think we've done a long sentence like that before together. And if you want to try to do one on your own, that's great too. Okay, so I made sure to have a capital, spaces, and a period to do my best work. Remember, I'm using this black marker so that you can see it, but you should use a pencil so that you can erase it and make it better if you make a mistake, okay? This is a lot of work, so you don't have to do it all at once. If you need to break it up into more than one day, that's totally fine. Okay, my last sentence is going to be about the acacia tree. The acacia tree is the giraffe's favorite tree to eat leaves from. That's like if he had a choice, he or she had a choice of tree to eat from, they would choose the acacia tree. It's really a tall tree, so they have to use their neck and stretch really long, and then they use their tongue to pull the leaves down out of the tree. Okay, so my next sentence is going to be giraffes like acacia leaves the best. Okay, so that's 6 words. Giraffes like acacia leaves the best. And I capitalize acacia because that's the kind of tree, that's its name. So the first letter in acacia is capitalized. Okay. Okay, so now I've got my opening sentence. I've got 3 facts, and now I just need a closing sentence. Okay, so I wanted to switch it up a little bit. Instead of saying my normal kind of closing sentence, I decided to start it a little bit differently. And I said, these are facts about giraffes and what they eat. Okay, these are facts about giraffes and what they eat. I kind of have a lot of long sentences on this page. Okay, but you don't have to do that. You can make up your own sentences and make them a little bit shorter if you need to. Okay, so that's my closing sentence. Okay, so I used all of my space, and if you have extra space and you want to add more facts from your research, you can write 3 or more facts. So you don't have to stop at 3 if you have more that you want to include, okay? So good writers read their writing and make sure that it makes sense. They check their writing for capitals, for spaces, and for periods. Okay, so I'm going to go back through and make sure that my writing was my best work, that I have capitals and spaces and periods. Okay? Okay, so I'm going to read it all to you all together. Okay, here we go. Giraffes like to eat. Okay, so when I'm reading my sentence, I'm checking to make sure I have a capital, spaces, and a period, and then I can move on. Giraffes eat 75 pounds of leaves a day. Giraffes use their long tongues to pull leaves from tall trees. Giraffes like acacia leaves the best. These are facts about giraffes and what they eat. Okay, so once I'm happy with my writing, I can go on to my picture. Okay, you can choose any picture, but remember to make sure your picture and your words match, because good writers have picture that supports what they wrote. Okay, because it wouldn't make any sense if I wrote all about giraffes and then I drew some pictures about a shark, right? So I'm gonna draw a picture of my giraffe and what they like to eat. So in my picture, I chose to draw the acacia tree. I just looked it up on Pebble Go, and I found a picture to help me have an idea of what it looks like. Okay, and then remember to label your picture so that whoever's reading your writing can know what your picture is. So you can put labels on your picture. Okay, so I labeled the acacia tree, I labeled the giraffe, and the long tongue. Okay, so make sure to include labels in your picture. I can't wait to see your animal reports and how they're coming along. Remember to do your best work, and I will talk to you soon.